Good evening, everyone. I just got home from work about an hour maybe ago. I took a shower and I went and grabbed my sketchbooks to see which one I wanted to sketch from. And I found this one and I figured I would share it with you guys. Um, this one I started from the middle, which is the weirdest part. This is where I started the sketch pad. Well, not weird, but I sometimes do that. I don't even know why. Sometimes I do it without even realizing it until it's done. I'm like, whoa, okay, I started this from the middle, you know. But this is a poblano pepper that I did a, what do you call it, a commission on. And basically, this was me studying the subject to try to understand it. So when I put it down on canvas, and I did it a la prima, I did not paint from photographs. I actually had the pepper in front of me so that I could capture that essence. There's such a beauty when you do something a la prima and you're capturing the thing from live. You cannot duplicate that if you're doing it from a photograph. So at least that's my strong opinion. I was playing with an Anaheim pepper here, and I was doing cross hatching here, just playing around. It was a quick sketch, nothing to it, just capturing shape, studying the pepper basically. And I mean, I really didn't care about how it looked. I mean, it was just a study, a fast study. That's what sketching is for. You are studying, you are testing your skills. You're playing around. You're not really doing a masterpiece. For that, you can get a good piece of paper and do a beautiful drawing. This is another. By the way, these are done from live, a live setup. Playing around with an apple, a quick sketch, just capturing the shape and with cross hatching also. This is another Anaheim pepper, the set that I bought, and just playing with line work, doing fast line work. We used to do this when I was in school. Basically, we had high school is the only art instruction that I received in fine arts, and our instructor used to put stuff for us to draw in, and he had us drawing with nothing but line. He didn't want to see any shading. He didn't want to see any form. All he wanted was for us to capture the line work fast. And this is what I was doing here. Here I was playing around again with the peppers, you know, trying to capture the form. Nothing elaborate, just studying the pepper. Direct observation, studying from direct observation. One of the best things you can do to learn. Messing around with a cup, it's all off and it's a mess. But hey, it's a sketch pad, right? You're sketching, you're not doing masterpieces. Here, this is a plein air. I did this one for a commission painting. As a matter of fact, I painted that scene in plein air, and I also drew it in plein air. And I did it from inside my car because the triple digits, there's no way in hell that I'm going to be doing that outside. And when I did it in the past, I can't remember what year that was. Stupid me went out to White Tank Mountain, and I'm over there like a dummy, and oh man, I got nauseous. I think I said that in another video already. I got nauseous. I was sweating cold, and I poured the water bottle over my head, and that took care of it in a few sips of water, which they told me the wrong thing to do, but hey, it took care of the situation. But for that reason, there's no way in hell that I'm going to go out again in triple digits. I thought I was tough and I was gonna, you know, make it. No way. These are fish that I sketched. I went to a pet store that's in Almas, I think. Can't remember where the pet store is, but I went in there and I did some sketching. It was late in the afternoon. I think they were already, you know, their last hours, you know, before they closed. So, but man, I enjoyed some sketching time, and it captures people's attention like crazy, man. That's the only thing. I was amazed. I mean, everybody wanted to see what you're doing, and they wanted to know what else do you do, and so far so far. It's pretty cool, but at the same time, it kind of takes it away from your drawing time because some of them demand attention. You can't just continue to draw. But look at how nice they look. I mean, I did a real good job, especially doing it from live. This is an apple that I sketched, also from live setup. I was commissioned to do a painting of an apple, well, a whole bunch of fruit, basically, but one of them was an apple. And I found out that apples are not that easy to do, at least not for me. They seem so simple, and then when you go in there and try to capture them with paint, I don't know, I was not getting what I wanted, or maybe I'm just too picky about what I wanted. But yeah, I suffered with the first one that I did, and then finally I said I stopped, and I went in and started sketching the apples that I had, because I had several of them. This is one, and I went in and did cross hatching first, and then I started forming the apple with a little bit of blending. I wanted to see how the form actually looked, almost what the painting would have looked, which the painting would have been smooth and almost like blending. I drew my bottle of the liquid one day when I was just sitting around. It's all off, but like I said, it's a sketch pad. You're sketching. This is not a masterpiece. So this is another plein air from the same one that I showed you previously. This is how the scene actually ended up. This is the actual scene, and again, this was done plein air. And from the car, again, because triple digits, but it turned out pretty good. I'm very pleased with it. And this helped me because the painting was, you still have encounter little challenges, especially when you want to do certain things, you know, and not all the time does everything work the way you want it to work. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of the challenges I conquered here. And at the same time, I did that in a plein air painting that I did on the scene. Not only did I sketch it, I also did a plein air painting at the scene. And as a matter of fact, this is it right here. So that was the plein air that I did of that scene right there. So, and this also helped me for the actual commission, because a lot of other challenges that now, you know, we're done with paint were solved here. But I'm very pleased with what with this and the sketches. They came out good, and like I said, it was a good study. All right, let's see. Let's moving on. This another study of an apple. Basically, again, studying the form of the apple. Like I said, it looks so simple, and then when you actually go in and you want to make it look like an apple and not just painterly or, you know, abstract, you want it to look like what it is. That's where the challenge starts. And and the client didn't want it to be photorealistic, but he wanted it to be realistic. So it's like, okay. But like I said, you know, studying, just a study, basically. Study with blend. I used blending for the form. This was a lemon that I started, but then I realized it was late and I had to get going for work, so I had to stop. This is a peach that I did. I think it's a peach or the other one. I can't even remember what the other ones are called, but I think it's the other, not a peach, but something else. I can't remember what they're called. But it was a study because it was part of one of the paintings here. So I did this sketch, you know, to basically study the form. Then I went in with another one, and I think this was a peach. This was the other one wasn't. It's another fruit that looks like a peach, but I can't remember. It's stupid, but I can't remember the name of it. Now this is a peach, and this is the one that I ended up painting also for the client, and the other one too. He had two paintings, and but this one I was very pleased with because this was challenging when I started doing some of the sketches. I have other sketches in another pad. That's what that's what I'm talking about. I had a little bit of a challenge when I started sketching them on the other pads, but once I got to this one, and you know, of course, not the same day. When I picked up this one, I said, oh, I got to move because the fruit is not going to stay fresh for a long time. That I can tell you. I got to move. This is the painting, the drawing of the peppers that I was studying for a client also. And this ended up being painted in two different paintings. This is mine. I did this for me. This was a life study that I did for for myself from it was Alla Prima. As soon as I finished this one, that same day I started the one for the client. The one for the client, I'm going to show you the drawing right now, is a little bit different. But this one I did for myself just to study the peppers. Peppers are hard to paint too. They're almost the same value. You have to play with them. But as you notice, the drawing helped me determine the values there. This was the actual painting for the client right here, this drawing. The painting looks, peppers are positioned exactly the way they are here on his painting. And like I said, studying the peppers again, and I mean, I really liked how this drawing turned out. And it turned out good because, like I said, a direct observation, and you're actually looking at what you're putting down, looking at textures. Textures are creating shapes. Then you control the values and everything just comes into place. It's so fantastic. Let's see what's next here. Started messing around with peppers that were already drying out. These were jalapeno peppers that started getting all wrinkled, and they were already going bad. This one, the same thing. That's jalapeno pepper that had a weird shape, so I drew it. This was not didn't end up painting it. This was another commission from the same collector. He wanted a set of fruit, and this was one. It was a pear. Cross hatching on this one. I didn't go too insane with blending, but I did study the form of it and how it looked. The same thing here. This was another different pear. He ended up with which is the one I painted. I think it was this one right here. This was the one that actually ended up for the painting he wanted. This is mango. I actually painted a painting for myself and one for him. The one for myself you will find in my website. On my Instagram page. If you go to my Instagram page, I have most of the fruit that I did for myself while I was doing his commissions. I did a study for myself too that I could post, because his I couldn't post. Like I said, I used a little bit of cross hatching and blending on this one. Onion. This is also the painting that I did for myself. Is also in my gallery on Instagram. If you go there, you'll find it. And again, this was cross hatching and mostly. And once you start doing that, the pencil starts blending, so you get a little bit of blending in there too. But it's not really blending with the finger. This was a little sketch from a toy that's at the house, and I basically grabbed it. Probably some of you guys might recognize it. It was a quick sketch. I was getting ready for bed, and I just threw it down there. So I didn't even go in and add detail to the eye or anything. I just sketched it fast. That's all it was. I'm going to do a little bit of wildlife again. I used to do nothing but wildlife when I was in high school. Then I stopped painting for a while when I went to the university to get my degree. Then I went to work in advertising, publishing, and never picked up a brush until after Hurricane Katrina, believe it or not. That's what got me painting again. But now I was studying a turkey here just to see, if I could do that still. I mean, painting and drawing animals requires a little skill, especially if you're going to do it in a matter where it represents the subject, not photorealistic, but it looks like the subject. So another study of an apple, basically, that like I said, this went into the same studies that I was doing for that commission painting. Lemon. I was playing around with lemon. I also ended up painting a lemon for that collector. Quick live sketches. I mean, with pen, especially with pen. Well, the beautiful thing about a ballpoint pen, guys, is that you cannot erase. You gotta study what you are putting down. You gotta look at that lemon before you. It's almost like painting with watercolor. Pen is unforgiving. I mean, basically, what you put down, you put down. There's no erasing, at least not in this ballpoint pen. So that's the little bit of a challenge. Played around with the onion and different. I was putting it in different positions. I love that the skin was peeling off. It gives it so much character when that happens. And like I said again, cross hatching and playing around with not concerned about, oh, it's a masterpiece. No, I like to play around with my sketchbook. Sometimes nothing but crap comes out. Just like those coffee cups that you saw, that coffee cup that you saw a while ago when I was at Starbucks playing around. I decided to do a fast sketch and it came out like all messed up. The bottle of liquid also, it's not perfect, but hey, that's what sketching is about. This is another freelance that I did. It was an ocean scene. It's hard to tell with a pen here, but all this is water right here, water there, and then this beautiful sky by here blending out. This is a body of rocks here, and then it's got a road. That little white area there is a road, and it winds down here. While I was drawing this, I was thinking of the song from the Beatles, "A Long and Winding Road." LOL. Hey, you can't blame me. I'm listening to music when I'm doing this. All right, so this is another study for that same thing. Here I was studying the sky. That's all it was, a study of the sky for that same commission. And another drawing of the same thing, the ocean here, ocean, body of rock here with the road, the long and winding road here, and then the sky. Basically quick sketches, just for me to get an idea of what I'm going to put down on canvas. Especially this one was a 36 by 24. It was a very good size canvas. When you're laying down paint on a canvas that size, even though it's not like humongous, it is big enough. Guys, you will run into challenges if you are not aware of the scene that you're putting down. This here is another sketch that I did from one of the lizards that we have here at home. It's a ceramic lizard. And I think ceramic, I don't know what it's made of, but it's shiny and it's got all these crazy colors. And I sketched it from my life also. One day I just grabbed it. I didn't know what to sketch. I said, hey, lizard. Grabbed it and sketched it and then thought about it. Maybe I'll paint it. Who knows? You know, that's the beauty of it. And this is with pen also. So again, what I said, it is unforgiving. You have to get it right because there is no erasing. If you get it wrong, it's wrong. And guys, there were things that were off. But hey, I made do with what I was doing. I tried to continue and get it as tight as possible. One day I was, and I had too many Stella Artois, and just not good. I got nauseous, so I started, I went and got the Tums, and then I decided, you know, buzzing to draw it. I mean, it's fun to draw. To draw when you, after you've been drinking, sometimes you come up with weird stuff. You know, this is all off, basically. But when I was drinking, it looked nice and sharp and well proportioned. Pears, study of pears, basically. When I got commissioned to paint the pear, before I even started the commission, I bought some pears and I started sketching them like crazy. And again with pens, so no forgiveness in it. Those were quick sketches. Quick sketch. I was at the coffee shop, and I got a coffee, and I started sketching the coffee with a fruit next to it while I was at the coffee shop. Some more sketches of pears, and you notice all beautiful cross hatching, at least in my opinion. Man, you can come up with such beautiful form and values with a ballpoint pen, which is so different than a gel pen. I bought myself a set of gel pens. They're awesome, and I'm trying to figure a way of using them where I can come up with something that at least decent, because I'm so used to the ballpoint pens, and those you cannot get a gradation with. Well, you can, but I'm beginning to realize that you have to do nothing but line work. The spacing between the lines is what's going to give you that. It's not like here that you were able to go lighter, darker. Those pens have no mercy. They're just one tone, almost like a fountain pen, which I've used before. So I shouldn't have a problem with the gel pens because they're almost the same. They throw one amount of ink, just one black of ink, and that's it. This is another one, also playing around with. If you notice what I said before, I said I choose the weirdest shape fruits. Well, that's an example there. I just don't go with the conventional pears. I look for the weirdest deformed ones, and that's what I end up drawing. So I was at Oh, I was at my break at work, and I got myself a Dr. Pepper, and I said, I had about 5 or 6 minutes to clock out, so I started sketching fast. I did this sketch just boom, and just playing around with the bottle. The bottle was already empty too, so not perfection, but hey, it's a sketch. Man, I started drawing these rocks at Watson Lake, and I didn't realize how late it was. And any of you guys that have gone plein air painting, you know that if whatever time it took you to get to where you are drawing is going to take you to get out of there. And if you don't leave with plenty of time, you're going to end up in total darkness. And when I say total darkness, you won't even see your hand 3 inches from your face. That's how dark it gets down there. There's no traffic lights. There's no city lights. It is nature at its best. If you're lucky and you have a little bit of moon that day, you'll have a slight light work, but I mean, you will fall going back, because Watson Lake is not a place that you're walking flat. You're walking on rocks. You're walking in little cliffs. Sometimes when I go plein air painting, I have to climb down certain rocks. Now I got to climb back up. So yeah, I didn't have time. I stopped. I saw the time and I said, if I stay here, I'm gonna be in trouble. This was a sketch that I did for a commission painting. And this was not plein air here. This I did from the actual painting, the watercolor painting that I did. Now the watercolor painting was plein air. So I did this as a study, because the watercolor painting, I wanted to duplicate it now in oil for a client that, loved it. So I did this now and on a spring scene. When I did the first watercolor, I didn't care so much about flowers. It looked almost like I put it here. And if you go to my gallery, this one's in my gallery, it's a watercolor. And basically, I just wanted to remember, the scene and study the scene again, so that when I went down in oils and started putting oils on canvas, I wouldn't have that big of a challenge doing it. This is a sketch for that same scene that I told you, the seascape that I did. This would be the water here, of course, a different angle of that scene, but I went with the other one that I showed you. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, fish. Remember I told you guys I went to that pet shop, and I did this one also. And man, it's amazing. This fish, they have such character. I mean, these are goldfish. Those goldfish with I think they're called fantails. At least that's what I think the aquarium said. And man, they are fantastic. Now the next thing that I'm gonna draw when I go back, because I plan to go back, I'm going to see if I can draw an Oscar. Those are beautiful fish, and they grow huge. So who knows, I might draw an Oscar. Remember I told you guys I was planning on doing wildlife again, and the first one will be, I want it to be turkeys. So this is just studies again, of turkeys. Peppers, I started, when I heard about the commission, these are the first sketches that I started doing of the peppers. This actually are the first sketches that I started doing, the first batch of peppers that I bought. I didn't end up painting this. They went bad. I mean, that took too long sketching them. I had to buy another batch. And that's the one that actually was used for the painting. I found a sunflower, and I attempted to sketch it also. I mean, these things are a challenge just to sketch. It was not a bed of roses. And that's the last one, guys. That's it. But man, it is so awesome to just... It's like, to me, it's almost like documenting everything you're doing, and you got to realize, I mean, for years and years, that's going to be in that pad. And if, hell, I mean, many years from now, when I croak, the pad is going to stay. So other people are going to enjoy it. Hopefully, it's somebody that likes art and they just don't trash it. That's what scares me. So I might make sure that whoever I know that loves art gets the pads. Otherwise, they're going to get trashed. But yeah, man, your artwork is your sketches will live and live. People will see what you were thinking and doing at that time, and they're gonna see, what you put down. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a beautiful feeling to just go in and, put down all your thoughts of that day, all the things you did, different challenges, like this one I told you, erasing Stella Artois, and that came out of it. and I got really sick that day. I usually don't. I guess I just drank too many of them, and so the Tums took care of it. I had to take a whole bunch of them, and just documenting everything you do. I've been planning to do wildlife again. This reminds me of when I was in high school. I mean, I was actually pretty good. I sold more paintings in high school than I did here. Some of those paintings sold before they were even done. I had people come to the house. I was in high school. They would come to my bedroom. I was painting my bedroom at the time. We didn't have any other room, and they wouldn't let me use the garage. But so I painted in the bedroom. We had very good light. So yeah, and people would come and look at the paintings and buy them right there. But just documentation of everything. And it's so awesome. Guys, get Sketchpad started. Like I said, it's you leave a little bit of history behind when you're doing that. A little bit of you, even when you're gone, those are still going to be there. So, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to continue relaxing. I think I'm going to be off tomorrow. I got to check my schedule. But if I am, I'm going to go live on Instagram. So I have a beautiful painting that I started. It's not going to be a plein air. I'm going to do a studio version of this one. I'm going to paint it in the studio. But this is what I'm going to be painting. And it's a beautiful scene with this beautiful saguaro that is here. And the only thing that's bothering me, I don't know if it's too... I don't like things to be too center, but I don't think it's that center. There's more space over here. So I might just go with this drawing. It took me a while to lay everything down. Now it's going to be a challenge to actually capture everything the way it is, because I want depth of field, and if I fail, I'm not gonna have it, and that's why it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge when I go live, especially painting live. I'm gonna have to forget that I'm live and just concentrate on this, which I've done before. I just started going live, as a matter of fact. I haven't done it for very long, but yeah, tomorrow I might go live, and no, if I'm off, I'm going live, that's for sure. And I'm gonna work on this. This red spot right here was when I was painting. I was doing a study of a nice, beautiful tree, and I used this as a backdrop because the painting's so small that it kept going through it wouldn't level itself in the easel, that small little easel, table easel that I use. So I had to use this as backing. And that painting, when I was putting down the colors, unfortunately the brush went out, and this is what happened right here, guys. As you can tell, that brush stroke did that, and I wiped it down. But in this, after I did the drawing, I gave it a light coat of gesso so that the pencil will not pick up. When you don't do that, you're painting over that, the pencil itself the paint will pick up the pencil, and you get a messy. Your paints start turning a little bit gray with the pencil, and I didn't want that happening. So by putting a coat of gesso over the pencil drawing, it's not going to affect the pencil drawing. Not when you drew on gesso. Gesso is going to be perfect. So light, very light coat of gesso, and then just give it a little bit of sanding, and it's perfect. I have my drawing, and it's not going to go anywhere. Basically, that's going to be there, and the pencil is not going to lift and mix with the paint. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed recording it, and I enjoyed looking at all these drawings. Some of the sketches I like more now than when I finished them. I don't understand that. Maybe you guys understand that. But some of this that I didn't like, now I like. Basically now I'm really pleased with them, and something I can see the errors, but it's a sketch pad, guys. This is not perfection. If you want to do perfection, then you're going to go to a good piece of drawing paper, and you're going to really do a drawing there. This is the sketch pad. You're enjoying yourself. You're having fun with it. So, all right, guys. So thank you so much. And like I said, I really appreciate anybody that watches my videos. And any comments. I love comments. I don't know what it is about social media nowadays. Not many comments. I still remember when I was in DeviantArt. Man, people were awesome there. And then I think it was called Paintings I Love. Man, you got comments all the time, and you had a nice little dialogue with people. Nowadays, you don't get that. I don't understand it. I guess somebody told me people don't like to write. They're lazy. I don't think it's that. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but comments are awesome. Communicating with people is awesome. And, giving somebody feedback or opinion. I mean, I'm not saying criticize their work. That's horrible. I even told my students there's a difference between criticize and critique. Critique is good. Critique is something that brings value. Criticize, oh, that's get slapped. That's not basically productive. And I emphasize that with my students, and I'll emphasize it now. But again, thank you guys. I'll go live tomorrow on Instagram. I don't know if you guys are going to be online at the time, but hopefully, if you are, Instagram notifies you that I'm going live. If you guys want to watch a live session of painting, now the first session would be a block-in, and I'm going to try to go a little bit beyond that, but mostly it's going to be a block-in because it's going to be hard to add paint on top of paint that's already wet, even though I've done it when I go plein-air painting. But this is studio work, so I want it to be a little bit tighter. But the block-in is going to be a complicated one, so you guys will enjoy it. Like I said, I have to capture everything that is there perfectly in the block-in so that I can have that sense of depth of field. So thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.